Welcome to the Prep Zone. My name is Grant Yenny, and tonight we're here at Lakeshore High School for second round action as Livonia travels to take on the undefeated Lakeshore Titans. Now let's bring in our color analyst, Coach Jimmy Inman, for more insight. Coach, let's start with Livonia. What do we know about them coming into this one tonight?
Well, their defense is stacked. Shedron Cotton, a DB over on their side, 9 interceptions. I mean, this guy can just go and get it. And look, a lot of pressure from their D-line and linebackers. Their front seven, 36 sacks on the year, so they can get after the quarterback.
And, of course, we've covered them a lot this season, the undefeated Lakeshore Titans. What do we know about them?
I mean, just fantastic. Basically, it's like a track meet every time they're on the field. You never know who's getting the ball, but I can tell you what, they're looking for 6 every single time.
Thanks, Coach. We'll have more analysis from the press box. I spoke with both coaches moments ago. Let's hear what they have to say, and we'll get to the action. Pre-game with Coach Jones. With Livonia, looking at their front line, a lot of pressure. How do you stop them tonight?
Well, we got to be sound in just our protections and make sure that we're not giving up, just simple pressures where we make a mistake, and just got to be communicate on the line.
Offensively, a three-headed monster in the backfield, 2 good running backs, and the quarterback mobile as well. How do you slow them down tonight?
Sound, disciplined football. Play whatever your responsibility is, you got to play it. You can't be a hero, because the second you do, the guy that you leave is going to score a touchdown. Pre-game
with Coach Brown. Coach, it's our first time seeing your team in the prep zone. Can you give us a rundown on how your season's been?
We've had a pretty good season. We're 8-2 right now. Obviously, we're happy to be in the second round of the playoffs. Had some close losses earlier. The St. Martinville, who's still alive in the playoffs, the top seed, and also Bro Bridge, who's still alive. So, had those games back to back, and it was a tough little stretch for us. Felt like St. Martinville game got away from us a little bit. It was one we should have won, and kind of had a hangover going into Bro Bridge, and they took advantage of some things and got it done. So we've kind of regrouped from that, and put 3-4 games in a row together. So we feel like we like where we are. We're pretty much healthy at this point, as much as you could be at this time of the year. So we like where we are. We just have to come out and play.
And Lakeshore, the state runners-up from last season, undefeated this season. A lot of offensive firepower, good talent. What's it going to take to slow them down tonight?
Well, obviously, we've got to stop number 7. Everything goes through him. In the kicking game as well. So we have our hands full there. He's a very dynamic player, can do a lot of things. Just a great athlete. So it starts there, and we just have to play sound football. We can't get with the motions and different things they do. We can't get confused with the eye candy, so to speak. And just play our assignments, play sound, and ultimately play physical.
So Perry and Bernard back deep for the Titans to receive this one, as Jordan Bailey will kick off for Livonia and get us underway here for second round action. A short kickoff. This will be returned by Randolph, and he'll be dropped at around the 37-yard line. Randolph actually has the most returns on the season for Lakeshore. That's his 7th. Because most people just don't want to kick it toward Bernard or Perry.
That's just it. He's option 3. So, and ironically, even though he's the 3rd option, because people are avoiding, as you said, first 2 options, he's going to get the focus going forward.
So Orvin and company take the field first to start this one off. Orvin, 2,394 yards, 36 touchdowns on the season, 68% completion percentage for this lights-out stellar Titan offense.
It's pretty stout, isn't it?
Max Lowry to his left. Snap is back, handoff, no play action. This one thrown and incomplete, intended for Bernard, and if that one's hauled in, it's 6.
It's 6.
As is a lot of times with Bernard.
Yeah, and I mean, when you have a player of his quality, and I'm sure if he's going to look at that, he's going to say, hey, I could have gotten that one, I should have gotten that one, but the reality is it was a little bit behind him. But, man, what a weapon to have. Just like you said, if he does haul it in, it's 6.
He was able to get behind a very good secondary for Livonia, statistically on the season. Smeraldo in motion here on second down. Orvin calling for it, looking to throw. Pressure came immediately. That complete here near sideline to Poire, and that'll be a first down for the Titans at around the 47.
And look, that's number 10 for Livonia, Trey Victorian on that coverage right there, senior. And again, we talk about how stout they are in terms of getting to the quarterback, and their DBs they're put on some islands as a result of that pressure.
So 1st and 10 for the Titans. 2 to the top of your screen, 2 to the bottom. At the bottom there you see Bernard in the slot, Poirier closest to the bottom. Snap is back, handoff goes Lowry, and he's hit but breaks 2 tackles. Still driving forward now. Good hard run from Max Lowry there. Lowry, 126 carries on the season. Coming into this one, had 752 yards, 6 touchdowns, averaging 6 yards a carry, but that carry there will increase the average.
And no doubt, and that's a lot of yards after contact right there. Good hard running.
1st and 10 once again for the Titans. They continue this drive. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Orvin with the hard count as Livonia holds disciplined.
Tell you what, Livonia, they like to put pressure on the quarterback.
Some getting there, nearly intended out there. Joe off the fingertips of Spencer Jordan.
And once again, when you blitz the quarterback like you do, you put your DBs on an island. I will say this: Livonia's coaching staff has a lot of confidence in their secondary, but I can also tell you this: Lakeshore will test that secondary, as you just noticed.
Absolutely, and let's see, flag down. And that'll back up the Titans to the 50-yard line.
So it's gonna bring up a quite long down in distance here. We're looking at 22 yards. Wow.
Yeah, so 1st and 22 after the penalties assessed for the Titans. Once again, trips to the bottom of your screen. Lowry to Orvin's left.
Look, if there's a team that can handle this, it would be Lakeshore.
Motion from Bernard across. Calling for it, low snap. The give goes to Lowry. He's met in the backfield, shakes off 1 defender, bouncing it near sideline, and he'll be brought down by number 1, Shidrin Cotton, who we talked about before the game.
So good form tackle right there out in the middle of nowhere. It's one of those where one move and you could give up a big run. As is Lowry, 5 yards right there, and really and truly was hit in the backfield. So he made a lot of that on his own. Again, yards after contact.
And makes up 2nd and 18. Receivers you see to the top of your screen there in closer in a bunch formation.
Well, I tell you, that formation will allow Bernard to get out wide.
And there he's open in the flat. Orvin flushed away, rolling left, hit, and throws it incomplete. Just trying to get it away there. And that brings up a 3rd and 18 for the Titans. And we have a flag down. And let's see, this could be on Livonia.
Could be holding, which may actually be the reason that you didn't see a receiver break open.
Oh, wait, they're talking to Coach Jones here on the near sideline. Could they be saying intentional grounding? No, because he was well out of the pocket.
Yeah, but I guess the question is did it reach the line of scrimmage?
So it is on Lakeshore.
And that's the deal. He was well outside of the pocket, but when he threw the ball, it's got to make the line of scrimmage, and evidently, according to the officials right here, that's exactly the circumstances. It did not, so.
Decline.
Livonia
bring up 3rd down.
Livonia's going to set him up with a 3rd and 18. So
3rd down and 18, ball at the Livonia 45-yard line.
3rd and 18, trips to the top of your screen.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Jacob Bernard on a seam route right here.
He has the area open. Calling for it is Orvin, looking downfield, launching this one for Bernard. Caught! Brings it in, dancing around, and he'll be, well, he's still on his feet as it's a battle over there, but well done. Good call there by Coach Inman, but he gets down to the 5-yard line.
What an adjustment on the ball by Bernard. He basically was looking for the ball to, roll over his right shoulder. He ended up having to turn around to catch it. Just a great in-flight adjustment. Fantastic by him.
And then over Trey Victorian there on the coverage, eventually bringing him down. And now you see a heavy package coming in, including Zach Bernard for the Lakeshore Titans.
And we saw what kind of damage he can do last week.
Man, what a catch from Bernard there, Justin.
It was phenomenal.
And Westcott in at quarterback, taking it up the middle, barreling forward, and Westcott is in for 6.
What a huge momentum shift right there, because at 3rd and 18, Livonia really had the momentum. And then for Bernard to just make such an incredible catch. Put him in position. One play later. 6 points for Lakeshore. Time to tag on the extra.
That was Westcott's 10th touchdown of the season.
Wow.
So he comes in at that wildcat quarterback, that goal line situation.
That's pretty efficient, isn't it?
Yep. And Jack Geddes on to attempt the extra point. Snap is back, placed, kick is up, and through. So at 9:43 remaining here in the first quarter, Lakeshore leads 7-0. So Shedrin Cotton back to return this one as Geddes will kick it off following the Jacob Bernard touchdown for the Titans. And this one's short as it'll be returned from the 10-yard line. Cotton cutting up, looking for a seam, and Bellot will bring him down near the 30-yard line, about the 28-yard line.
And that's going to set up a pretty good starting field position for Livonia. The Cats will be pretty happy with that. Tell you what, I want to go back to the big catch by Jacob Bernard.
Yes.
I kind of noticed that Livonia's coaching staff did a really good job of disguising their coverage, dropped their safety off, and it looked like Bernard saw that and actually kicked his route out to the sideline, and a great pickup by Lakeshore to actually recognize that. I mean, just very, very intelligent play.
Now we're getting our first look at Kerry Wells in the Livonia offense. There's Wells calling for it. Handoff goes, and he is met and dropped immediately as Lakeshore's defensive line got great penetration there, and he's brought down by Devin Wabacher, the sophomore linebacker.
Yeah, and when we say met in the hole, I mean that was a collision right there.
Tyler Milstead on the carry, part of that three-headed monster that they have. Milstead, 129 attempts, 850 yards, and 10 touchdowns coming into tonight. Excuse me.
Well, I tell you what, we were kind of watching Kerry Wells throw before the game. He has great form, and man, he put some zip on it, so we might see him throw here soon.
Wells keeps it up the middle, has a seam, hitting it hard, and he'll have the first down for Livonia. I mentioned that pregame with Coach Jones, saying they have a three-headed monster really in that backfield with Wells, Bailey, and Milstead. But Wells, in his own right, 102 carries, 892 yards, and 13 touchdowns on the ground. That put him over 900 yards rushing.
And that is, I mean, an amazing run. When you're talking about a quarterback that's, dual threat, he's prototype.
So first down for Livonia as they're looking to get the equalizer here, and the handoff going left side, trying to get around the corner, cuts up, still on his feet. That's a first down for Livonia once again, brought down by Womack and Ziegler.
Milstead did a great job of bouncing the ball out wide, and once he found that space and was able to get his feet situated under him, man, he hit the accelerator. Pretty exciting player right there.
So another first down for Livonia. Trips to the bottom of your screen, and now you see Livonia going with that hard count as Lakeshore does as they survey the defense. Snap is back. Milstead once again, and that's great blocking. He has a seam and running. That's another first down for Milstead. Randolph brings him down, but that's a solid 17-yard run.
Yeah, if you are averaging 17 yards a pop, that's going to be a night of epic production. So I'm imagining Lakeshore is going to tighten up here. Make sure that they keep an eye on these guys.
Handoff Milstead again. And now he'll be wrestled down over there by Bellot. Short of the first down, but maybe just short.
And again, when you're sitting there looking and saying, man, let's make sure these guys don't beat us with the run, and they're still picking up yards. That's impressive that Livonia is able to do so.
So 2nd and 1 for Livonia. So they're in the red zone. calling for it, handoff, coming near sideline, and he's met by Randolph and a host of other Titans there. Nothing doing. That'll be a loss of 1 on the carry.
I tell you what, excellent form by Randolph. He was right there waiting, made sure that that momentum was stopped, and it's going to put Livonia in a decision time in terms of, are they going to put it in the air or are they going to keep it on the ground? And, I mean, hey, it's worked so far on the ground.
It's worked so far on the ground, but Wells throws a pretty ball. We were watching it in pregame.
He does.
So Wells there with the hard count. He has Bailey behind him, Milstead at the wing on the left side. An electric crowd here for Lakeshore. Wells calling for it, handoff going to Bailey, cutting upfield, rushing forward, and it looked like with forward progress he got that first down.
Yeah, I would think so. Great churning run right there. Legs never stop moving.
And there it is, first down.
And that's going to give him the first.
And Zach Bernard there on the tackle. It was very close, but first down for Livonia once again. As they've been very efficient with that ground game here.
It's been an impressive drive, and Tyler Milstead, I mean, it's been on his legs. He's been the workhorse and has been very, very impressive.
So 1st and 10 for Livonia, looking to cap this one off. Wells calling for it. Handoff goes to Milstead. Womack coming off the edge and brought him down check that. Wow, that faked me out. And that's in for the score. Kerry Wells kept it. And that fooled.
It fooled everyone. It fooled everyone. Kerry Wells was a magician right there.
I mean, I thought Womack, when he crashed in, had the tackle in the backfield, and Wells, well done.
Look, when we talk read option, he certainly read the in right there, and man, no one saw it. Just unbelievably beautiful play.
I guess that's why we have this monitor with Dave Williams, but
and thank goodness
we were looking out at the field, and that fooled both of us.
Still, I mean, it fooled everyone. There was a delayed reaction from the crowd as well.
Charles Harris, extra point up, and it is good. So with 6:11 remaining here in the first quarter, the score is tied at 7. Kickoff coming from Jordan Bailey. And Bernard and Perry stepping up. They're standing about the 20 awaiting this kickoff. Bailey boots it down as Bernard hustles over to get it, and that will be picked up by Westcott. Still on his feet, hit hard, still on his feet, spinning around, and he'll be brought down near sideline at about the 34-yard line.
Well, I tell you what, we've seen some really exciting plays here tonight. I mean, when you're talking about the wide receiver wizardry that, Bernard showed, and then, Livonia's Kerry Wells right there with his own magic show. It's been just fantastic.
I'm still.
It's stunning. It really is.
It really was like magic. But trips to the right for Lakeshore here on 1st and 10. With Orvin. Bernard is in the backfield, and Lowry kind of at the wing on the right side of the formation there. So Orvin calling for it, handoff going to Bernard straight ahead, and he'll be brought down by Livonia. Number 20 there. Troy Jones, a senior for Livonia. Good bit of seniors playing for this team.
Yeah, Livonia, they definitely having a lot of experience, so they won't shrink on this stage, I can promise you.
Makes it 2nd and 8 for the Titans with trips to the top or trips to the right of the formation there. And Jacob Bernard back out at receiver.
It's almost like Livonia set up to run blitz on the way to the quarterback.
Orvin dropping back, and Orvin has time, thrown and complete. Bernard hauls it in. He bobbled that one a little bit, but you see the focus there as he never takes his eye off of the ball and is able to haul that one in.
And speaking of experience, that's it right there. He didn't panic, took the time, made sure he brought the ball in. It's one of those where you can run before you catch it and then you don't catch it. Not Jacob Bernard. He made sure that he was bringing that ball in, and that's just yet another testament to his quality.
And let's see, we have stoppage on the. So just to readjust the play clock. So Orvin, hard count there, 1st and 10. There's 5:16 to go here in the first quarter.
Good pitch right there, too, by Orvin. Put it on the mark.
Back and ball on the ground. Orvin falls to cover it up. It looked like he was trying to give it to Lowry, but then went to pull it.
A last-second pull, and it's one of those where if you can actually get the ball where you need it in terms of the pull, put it back in your hands, and you can make your way to the end. But
so
what's happening?
A loss of 3 makes it 2nd and 13. Lakeshore 2 to the right once again. So Orvin surveying the defense, calling for it. Low snap, dropping back. Pressure coming, steps up in the pocket. Good poise there, looking for Jordan, who hauls. Oh no!
Man.
Jordan drops it as it was in his hands there. Just fell to the ground.
Great pocket awareness right there by Orvin. Step up, find a little bit of space, put the ball out, and so close to being a huge play.
That makes it 3rd and 13 for the Titans, but remember, it was 3rd down before when Orvin linked up with Bernard.
3rd and 18. This should be easy, right?
Right.
These guys are special.
So sticking with that trips to the right formation. At the bottom of the screen, you see Rhett Kimball. Check that Poire. Calling for it. Orvin looking, rolling right. Caught by Jordan. Will he get there? Yes, 1st down for the Titans. As he's it took 2 guys to bring him down, and that's Romano Butler and Trey Allen. But another 1st down for the Titans.
Well, I tell you what, it was a great job right there. It looked like Livonia was actually going to get the sack. And I'm not certain, but it looked like Sam Guillory, senior offensive lineman, was able to drift over and make sure that sack didn't occur, give Orvin a little bit more time. The end result, 1st down.
Yeah, Orvin has stellar protection down there from that offensive line. Calling for it, Orvin on 1st down, looking downfield, surveying, toss, and it's complete for a gain of, looks to be about 8. And that's complete to Smeraldo. It's, you know, funny, he's not the biggest guy. He's about 5'8", but he's not afraid to go across the middle.
No, he's not. He paid for it right there with a free massage, but it shows his toughness and his character. He's willing to get in there. He's not worried about it.
I mean, you see him in the bottom left corner of your screen now. He's just ready to go again.
Absolutely.
So Lowry in pistol behind Orvin on 2nd and 2. Orvin calling for it, looking to pass. Pressure coming immediately, evades 2 defenders, rolling right, and is that complete? Yes! A 1st down, Smeraldo once again.
And what an escape artist right there to stay with our theme of the magic show. It looked like Orvin was easily going to be sacked right there. I mean, what a great job of him to evade that pressure, keep his wits about him, roll to his right, and deliver the ball. And I tell you what a great catch.
3 minutes to go here in the 1st. 1st and 10 for the Titans. Trips to the left. See Bernard and Smeraldo to the left of your screen. Lowry switching sides. Orvin calling for it. Handoff. Has a big hole. Max hits it, and they closed in on him pretty quickly, but he gets a gain of 5 on the carry.
Yeah, Lakeshore will definitely take that all the way to the end zone. They're more than happy at eating up 5 yards at a pop.
On that carry, a junior, Dontello Brown, for the Wildcats.
And I will say this, you're getting your 5 yards, but they're making you pay for it when you get there. They're definitely charging a toll.
It's 2nd and 5 for the Titans as they await a new play from the sideline. The play clock's down to 7.
Is this Jacob Bernard territory, or is it a run again?
Orvin, play action, launches it, and that's incomplete. It looked like defensive line, linebacker Miles Guidry looked like he got an arm on Orvin to cause that one to drop.
I think that is the case, and I think they were looking for Bernard right there, although Smeralda, he actually had an inside slant as well.
and Miles Guidry, the senior leader on this team. Talking to Coach Brown, he said being looked at by some schools in the area, including Nichols.
Wow. Southland Conference champs, if I'm not mistaken.
And Tim Rebo has done an excellent job with that program because he inherited a mess.
Yes, he did.
And Orvin looking, turns, left side, Smeraldo on the screen, and ooh, he takes a hit, still on his feet, and the tackle brings him into the end zone for the touchdown.
And I tell you what, give him credit, because he could have easily gone down at any point. But again, we talk about his toughness, we talk about his character. Yeah, he was fine in the end zone.
And that is Smeraldo's 11th touchdown of the season.
Hey, when you're averaging a TD a game, that's pretty darn good from the wide receiver position.
Oh yeah, the only one ahead of him is Mr. Bernard with 14.
That's pretty good company.
Oh yeah.
So,
he also averages 16.65 yards per reception.
as Kevin McHale said, when it's not bad when you're second fiddle and Larry Bird's first fiddle.
You're right.
So, I mean, that's kind of how this is.
And the extra point is through from Geddes. So with 1:48 remaining here in the first quarter, Lakeshore leads 14-7. So Geddes to kick this one away after the Smeraldo touchdown. Shidron Cotton is back deep to return this one. Let's see if Geddes puts this one in the end zone. Yes, into the end zone for his 57th touchback of the season. His average, non-touchback average, is the 3-yard line.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about consistently good.
Yeah.
And that's what he is.
Well, and that's, 2 years. You had Massa last year, who was stellar for him, and then this year they get Geddes. Just great kicking game from the Lakeshore Titans.
That is the definition of reloading, isn't it?
Yeah.
First down and 10 for the Wildcats at the 20-yard line.
So now we see Mr. Wells and company.
Yes, and that was a good response by Lakeshore to go down and put the ball in the end zone. So now let's see what Livonia does.
Livonia had a lot of success moving the ball and getting into the end zone on their first drive. Let's see how they respond here. Ball looking to cut up. Not much room as he's bottled up and dropped over there on the far sideline by Devin Wabacher.
Yeah, and I tell you what, a great job of Lakeshore's defense right there, spreading that out.
The initial hit there, Wabacher helped him up, but the initial hit there came from Aubrey Womack as well.
Yeah, I mean, again, when you're funneling, Livonia out wide, trying to negate some of that speed that they have plenty of.
So on 2nd and 11, Wells in the gun, keeps it, looking to pass now, pressure coming, airs this one out, and it's, wow, hauled in. Great touch pass there. Demetric Leonard hauled that one in. That's his 32nd reception on the season. He had 694 yards prior to that catch.
And what a great job of Livonia right there in terms of looking and making sure, Lakeshore's basically setting up shop to stop the run. It's time to go over the top, so great play call.
And that's what we were talking about with Wells in the pregame. Just his hit the zip and the tight spiral. He's able to throw that ball really well.
I mean, just like a little flick of the wrist. 40 yards.
So under a minute to go here in the first. Wells in the gun. Snap is back. Handoff goes to Milstead. Looking left side, and he'll be run down by Zach Bernard.
Great tackle right there by Bernard. Grabbed him around the ankles, made sure that he was wrapping up to where he couldn't go anywhere. Little calf roping.
So that'll make it 2nd and 10 for Livonia. They're going. They're awaiting the play from the sideline, and yeah, they're going to have to run a play before the end of the first here. 20 seconds to go, but play clock at 16. Trips to the right for Livonia. Wells calling for it. Hand up. Nope. Play action. Pulls it. Pass incomplete. Intended for Leonard. Good coverage there by the junior Womack.
Yeah, it was good coverage, and I tell you what, there was some zip on that pass. It's one of those you can spin it to the car wash and not get it wet. That's exactly what we saw. There was some heat on that pass.
So that that brings up 3rd down and 10 for Livonia here with 6 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Motion across. Wells fakes the jet sweep toss. This one launched out, a wide open. Milstead hauls it. Bailey hauls it in. He's into the end zone, but we have a flag down. And let's see, is that on Livonia or on Lakeshore?
That's a big call.
But
one way or the other, this is going to be a big flag.
Possibly in the area of holding on Livonia. Oh no, wait, ineligible downfield. Wow, that's big. That's huge.
That is.
Because that pass, I mean, Bailey was wide open and got into the end zone there.
And again, we talked about it earlier with the beautiful touch pass, little flick of the wrist, and it was right on the money.
So now that makes it 3rd and 20.
And it will be an untimed down.
Yeah, untimed because it's at the end of the quarter. The clock ran out on that previous play. Well, let's see this 3rd and 20. They have trips to the bottom of your screen. Livonia signing in the play. And we have a stoppage.
I was going to say, it doesn't look like the play clock was running.
The officials talking it over down there. And they moved the ball up. It looks like they assessed that penalty wrong. That makes it 3rd and 15 rather than 3rd and 20. It looks like they're having some issues with the play clock up here.
Well, 3rd and 13 on this untimed down. Is it magic time again?
Snap is back. Wow, met in the backfield immediately by Zach Bernard. He blew up the line and was immediately in the backfield.
Huge play right there. Wow.
Yeah, what a big play, because it looked like to us with the way these drives were working that it was really going to be which defense got that stop first. Lakeshore struck with that stop there now. So it brings up 4th down. It looks like they're going to bring the punting unit out, but the punting unit coming out. Oh, but that'll be the end of the first quarter before that, so we'll be back in a second. End of the first quarter, Lakeshore leads 14-7. So 4th down for Livonia here to start the second quarter. The punting unit on for Livonia with Bernard back deep to receive. Excuse me. Snap is back slow. Rolling right, and that'll be, yeah, he'll barely get that away. It rolls back. Oh, Bernard rolls past him. Picks it up, breaks one tackle, and he'll be brought down inside the 15-yard line, maybe right at the 15-yard line. But Christian Westcott was right there to try and get the block there, and punter was able to get it away, and that thing just rolled.
I don't understand how that punter got that ball away.
I mean, that had a hang time of like 0.5, and it rolled the rest of the way.
If that much, and again, I mean, Westcott's right there. There is almost no window for him to get that punt off. I still don't understand how that ball went forward and wasn't blocked.
So 1st and 10 for the Titans with the ball right at the 15-yard line. The offense has been stellar so far tonight.
Yes, it has, which for Lakeshore is typical. It's crazy to say, but stellar is typical. That's how good they are.
And before they could get the playoff here to start off the second quarter, there's a flag down.
12 men?
Yep. You have a 12th man coming off there.
12 men on the field.
Well, that's one way to attempt to slow down Lakeshore.
Yeah, well. So 1st and 5 for Lakeshore now after that penalty is assessed.
Be like Tennessee back in the day with 14 or 15 against LSU in that memorable game.
Orban calling for it, looking to pass here on 1st down. Pressure coming, and he's dropped by number 31, Alex Grievous.
And now it's 37 sacks on the year. We talked about how Livonia likes to pin their ears back and get after the quarterback. And if the down and distance allows them to do so, that's what Livonia's going to do.
Yeah, Grevious, the sacks leader, has 10 now on the season.
Wow. Talk about consistently good as well, huh?
Oh, yeah, he's Grevious, a senior for the Wildcats program.
Making his presence felt.
It's 2nd and 10. So he was dropped right there at the line. And Lakeshore lining up with 3 to the left.
Fortunate to only be in 2nd and 15.
Calling for it. Give goes to Lowry, and Lowry will lean forward for a gain of 2, but he's brought down by Grevious. It looked like it was all bottled up left side, so Lowry had to cut it back, and when he made that cut back, Grevious was there waiting for him.
And I tell you what, when we're sitting here looking at Lakeshore, 3rd and 8. So again,
they're good on 3rd down though.
Opportunity to find a big play, because that's what they've done the first 2 times.
I believe they're 100% on 3rd down.
Wow.
Calling for it, Orvin looking to pass, pressure coming, evades, rolling right, and that's incomplete, intended for Bernard. The coverage there by Trey Allen, but that'll be a 4th down for Lakeshore, and if they send, let's see, well, maybe watch for that. We saw it before, but watch for that quick kick from Bernard when they line up.
I tell you what, given their location, that would be my expectation.
Oh, and here comes the full punt unit. No quick kick necessary. But a 4th down, that's a good stop by Livonia to respond to the stop from Lakeshore.
And doing what they do well, which was putting the quarterback, under duress.
Snap is back. Bernard punts this one away. And you hear the Peter call from Livonia. And that'll be, well, slapped forward by Perry a little bit, but the officials right there in front of it. So it'll be Livonia ball at the 45-yard line.
And if you're Livonia, the Cats have to be pretty excited about this field position, particular with their offensive production. I mean, they've been really impressive this evening.
So let's see. They're looking for the equalizer as Lakeshore leads 14-7.
1st down and 10 for the Wildcats.
You see Bailey at the wing. In the backfield is Tyler Milstead, who was really the workhorse on their first drive that went into the end zone.
And, they kind of got away from him on that 2nd drive and threw the ball quite a bit. So let's see.
Milstead hit immediately at the line and driven back for a loss of 1.
That's right. Easy for you to say, but great job right there by the defensive front line of Lakeshore.
And Fesky on the stop there. No loss there, right back at the line of scrimmage, so that brings up 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. But, on that first drive, they were really getting great push from the offensive line and opening up holes. And there you're seeing on that 2nd and now here on the 3rd, Lakeshore doing a good job of plugging it.
I'm looking for some misdirection. I'm wondering if Wells is going to keep it at some point.
Pass from Wells, ouch, wow. Hit immediately by Womack, but he's able to haul it in for the completion.
I tell you, that's a great grab because he was hit immediately. So good concentration right there and able to hold on to the ball, and it's going to bring up a manageable 3rd down.
Demetric Leonard on the reception, and so that'll be 3rd and 5 for the Wildcats here. And let's see, Wells, see if they go back to the air here, or possibly that pull, the read option again.
I tell you what, they've done a good job with the read option, but they've been tossing it as well.
They're looking to pass pressure coming immediately from Wabacher, and he doesn't get it away, and he doesn't even throw it away. That's a loss of 5 as he runs out of bounds, and the Livonia punting unit will come back out.
And that's back-to-back stands by Lakeshore's defense. So very well done by that unit.
Another update out of East Ascension now. 10-7, slide out leads that game at the end of the first quarter.
So fourth and 10 for Livonia. The punter is Braden Brown on to punt this one away, and let's see, we have a stoppage from the officials on the field. So let's see how this, yeah, I mean, they're showing the house. Rolling, blocked there. That is just rolling and allowing the pressure to get there. Livonia will down it at the 47. But that's just, I don't understand it. I don't understand that rollout when Lakeshore's bringing the house and you're not having any blocking at all.
Yeah.
And they're going to do a rollout and allow Lakeshore to get to it.
Almost a rollout into pressure.
Yeah. You would think that would be like a quick kick there.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
And your snap is getting back there slow, too.
I would imagine that Livonia is going to be doing just what you suggested, a very quick kick. Just get it. You know, if you don't get a big punt, it doesn't really matter. I mean, when you're doing a rugby-style punt, you're not getting a huge punt anyway.
So 1st and 10 in great field position for the Titans here to go up 2 scores if they complete this drive. Pressure coming immediately. Orvin rolling right. Ooh, that one comes loose. Is it a fumble? They call it a fumble. And it's recovered. That's a break.
Huge.
A big break for Livonia. Recovered there by Dontello Brown.
And I got to say, it's a break that they earned because they made it, you know, doing what they do best, putting pressure on the quarterback. So I suppose now they're up to 38 sacks. What else is there to say? They obviously do that very well.
We were talking about turnovers, forcing turnovers, and that the game could come down to it.
Yeah, that's huge. Huge.
So Wells and company back on the field here on 1st and 10.
Lakeshore's defense has been able to step up the last 2 series.
Wells looking to pass now. Now a design drawn, disciplined play. As Wells able to get away from Bernard, but disciplined play from the Lakeshore defensive line, not to be tricked into it. They just stayed home and saw the draw coming.
And I tell you what, almost got to Wells. Wells is just able to make one move and get out of an arm tackle, but the reality is he's an athlete. It's going to be really tough to bring him down unless you can square up on him.
So 2nd and 5, 8:05 on the clock here in the first half. Wells calling for it. Pulls from Milstead, and he's tackled by Westcott and a host of other Titans there.
Westcott on the stop.
Fesky also involved, and Kuiper.
So
3rd down.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 4. And again, under normal circumstances, this team, that's pretty manageable, but the way Lakeshore's defense is playing, I tell you, that 3rd and 4 might seem like 3rd and 14 the way Lakeshore's defense is playing right now.
7:34 to go here in the first half. And Coach Jones will take a timeout. So 3rd and 4. When we come back, 7:27 on the clock here in the first half. Lakeshore leading 14-7. So 3rd and 4 for the Livonia offense. Calling for it, Wells, handoff, Milstead, and he is brought down immediately by Bernard along with Kuiper.
There was nowhere to go. As I said, that 3rd and 4 may as well have been 3rd and 14 the way the Titans defense is playing. They are impressive.
Look at this. They're going to keep that offense out on the field. Especially in this area of the field.
Well, if you look at, like you said, where they're at on the field, it just makes sense. You're out of field goal range. The punt doesn't get you much. It's only 4th and 5, and I say only because Fountain Blues defense, like I said, 5 yards is a lot.
Wells kept it. He'll turn it upfield, and that will be a 1st down. So Livonia converts on 4th down. The keeper from Wells, and that's really the kind of an equalizer for him is Wells' mobility and able to keep it himself.
Like I said, if you don't square up on him, you're not bringing him down easily.
It looked like an option. He thought about pitching it there. Instead, tucked it and went forward.
Well, the option also froze, Lakeshore's DB right there. There was, what do? Do you go after Wells or do you look for the pitch?
So 1st and 10 for Livonia, looking to respond here. Snap is back. Wells pitch there out to Milstead, looking to catch the edge, and Speedy Womack is there, but he's able to get there and a gain of about 6 on the carry. They say the tackle occurred inbounds, so the clock will continue to run. Womack credited with the tackle there.
And you know, he looked to pitch the play before, and it wasn't there. This time, he freezes the Lakeshore defender, puts the ball out on the pitch. A nice pickup right there for Livonia.
Brings up 2nd and a long 4 for Livonia. Wells, Milstead in the backfield. Wells calls for it on 2nd down. Give goes to Milstead going right side. He's hit and dropped for a loss there. Brendan Perry came up like a bullet.
Yeah, I tell you what, Lakeshore's defense had that diagnosed beautifully. Give that credit to the coaching staff, putting their guys in a position to make plays, and of course, they got to make the plays, and that's exactly what happened.
So that'll make it 3rd and 6 for Livonia.
Randolph right there, great job from Lakeshore.
Snap is back, Livonia, handoff going to Milstead and bottled up immediately, and there you saw Wells, as soon as he pulled it out, as soon as he left it in, pulled his hands away, he immediately regretted it because he had a lot of green to run had he kept that one.
Yes, he did.
So that 4th and 6 for Livonia here, and obviously keep that offense on, but they're 100% on 4th down.
Well, I tell you what, like you said, if he keeps it right there, a lot of green in front of him, he's such a great athlete. I'm sure that's going to be in the back of his mind this time.
Wells calls for it on 4th, keeps it, pitch goes, coming left side, looking to cut it up, and they're going to stop him. That is Christian Westcott with the stop there, and you see him walking away looking like that Conor McGregor, Vince McMahon power walk, knowing that the Lakeshore defense just stopped them.
Well, what a huge play. When Livonia picked up that 4th and 5, they had a little bit of mojo right there, a little momentum. So Lakeshore had to take that back, and that's exactly what they did. Great stand right there by the Titans.
So 4:21 on the clock here in the first half. Lakeshore leads 14-7. Now Orvin and company come back out, and it's 5 wide set for this Lakeshore offense here. Orvin calling for it, looking to pass, pressure coming, and it's a screen to Bernard. Broke one tackle, but flocking to the ball is Livonia. Good job by the defense there, snuffing that one out.
Yeah, you got to give some credit to Livonia's coaching staff right there. They had their guys set up to make the play, and they did just that as well.
Brought down by Jeffrey Bailey Jr., the senior defensive lineman for the Wildcats.
They're on 25.
That'll make it 2nd and 8 for the Titans.
And with less than 4 minutes to go, this is one of those, if you can, if you're Lakeshore, if you can put a drive together, it'd be huge right before halftime.
So sticking with the 5 wide set, Orvin in the gun, calling for it, looking downfield, hit as he throws, and it's in and out of the hands there of Bernard. There's a flag down, but number 1 there, Shedrin Cotton, kind of over pursued there, trying to go for the ball. And Bernard, if he had hauled that one in, it was gone. And how many times have we said that? But there, Shedrin Cotton, on the coverage. This will move Lakeshore up, so that'll be a first down.
It's a 15-yard penalty, roughing the passer is what the call was. And again, it was bang bang. It was close. But that being said, again, with safety being a key consideration these days, as it should be, I might add, going to pick up the first down for Lakeshore.
Orvin on first down. Handoff goes to Max Lowry, and Lowry breaking one tackle. And the second one brings him down. Number 7 on the tackle is Brennan Jones. Jones, a senior for the Wildcats, but Lowry gets a 7-yard gain, so that'll make it 2nd and 3 for the Titans.
And the Titans with the penalty and a nice little pickup right there. They're near midfield, so with 3 minutes to go and counting, so this could be a good little drive for Lakeshore.
Trips to the top of your screen. Spencer Jordan at the bottom. Lowry flaring out, looking downfield. Orvin launches it long. A wide open Smeraldo will walk into the touchdown. walk into the end zone for the touchdown for the Titans.
Yeah, there's a blown coverage right there, and I tell you what, beautiful pickup right there by Orban. He immediately diagnosed it, put the ball out nice and easy. That's Morrell will run right under it. Done.
Point. Number 11, Jack Geddes.
So that gives Lakeshore, pending this extra point, leading 20-7, 2-score lead. Should he make this?
And that's going to set up a big offensive series for Livonia coming up. They do get the ball to start the second half, so they could find some points to end the first half. That would be huge.
Snap is back, kick is up, and Jack Geddes makes his 70th PAT this season. And with 2:45 to go here in the first half, Lakeshore leads 21-7.
Jake Geddes kicking off.
So 2:45 to go here in the first half. Geddes to kick this one away. Cotton back deep to return this one. And this will be returned as that one got to the 1-yard line. Cotton bringing it upfield, dancing around, trying to get around the defenders, and he'll be brought down by Mackie Balat and company for the Titans, and it'll be Livonia ball at about the 18-yard line.
Yeah, good job right there by Lakeshore. A host of Titans in on the tackle, putting the hats on the ball like they're supposed to, making sure their lanes are covered. This is a big series for the Lakeshore defense. They've really risen to the occasion. So if they can put up a stop right here, that would be huge, because as I mentioned earlier, Livonia does get the ball the option to get the ball to start the second half.
So Wells in the gun, Kerry Wells, the quarterback for Livonia, going with that hard count, and Lakeshore holding discipline. So Wells calling for it here, play action, looking to pass as pressure bears down, launches this one long, and great coverage there from Brennan Perry.
Yeah, that was, absolutely airtight coverage. And it wasn't a bad pass, the ball was easily catchable if the coverage isn't excellent.
And Livonia, just to war game this out a little bit as we wait for the play to be called in, they really need to gain some yardage on this drive, because the way that punting unit works,
they don't want to punt.
That could either potentially be a safety or set Lakeshore up with exceptional field position. So, and that's dropped on the shovel pass. Do they call it?
That's going to be a shovel pass.
They say incomplete pass on the shovel pass. So that'll bring up 3rd and 10 for Livonia.
Not a bad call right there by the coaching staff of Livonia. Everybody's looking for the pitch. Everyone's looking, to see if Wells will keep. Instead, was going to put the ball right up the middle where everybody was vacating. So didn't pan out, which is good news for Lakeshore, but good play design.
Livonia setting up, trips to the left here on 3rd and 10. Wells calls for it, looking to pass, zips this one out. Is that complete? Incomplete. A good effort there from Milstead. He's kind of lobbying to say that he may have had it, but incomplete.
Yeah, and I tell you, another bang play right there. The coverage was instantaneous, is the best way to say it. Milstead looks like he
4th down and 10.
Got a little bit of pinched finger right there on the face mask.
And Livonia takes a timeout here. 2:17 to go here in the first half. Lakeshore leading 21-7. All right, 4th and 10 for Livonia here. Punting unit on, Bernard back deep, and this punt is away. And Bernard says the Peter call, get away from it. So well done there by the Livonia punting unit. Good talking it over there in that timeout to get that one away. And they're actually having Lakeshore start this, pending this flag, in their own territory.
Yes, and that's a big deal, because it does give their defense a little bit of breathing room. But again, over 2 minutes still in the half, and I will say this: Lakeshore can find pay dirt in a lot less than 2 minutes.
And with that penalty now that was called on Livonia, and Lakeshore will start this drive at the 38-yard line.
Livonia.
Well,
So
that just shortened the field quite a bit.
2:05 to go here in the first half.
And with this Lakeshore offense, 2 minutes is an eternity.
Absolutely. I mean, they can score in 6 seconds.
I was going to say that's 10 or 11 touchdowns.
First down at 10 at the 38.
So 1st and 10 for the Titans. 5 wide set once again. Motion across, excuse me, calling for it. The screen out to Foster. Foster getting upfield, looking for a seam, and he'll be run out of bounds at about the 26-yard line there by Trey Victorian.
Lakeshore's coaching staff doing an excellent job, as always, but what a nice play call right there. So, again, only a minute 59 on the clock. Not much time run off at all, and once again, picking up the yardage.
And we have a timeout on the field with 1:59 remaining here in the first half. Lakeshore leading 21-7. So coming out of the timeout, 1st and 10 for the Titans. 5 wide set. Orvin Foster in motion, calling for it, looking to pass. Downfield zips it over, and it's picked off. Going the other way by Livonia. Smeraldo going for a tackle, and Smeraldo will bring down Trey Allen after the pick. So Livonia will take over with 1:48 to go here in the first half.
And that's a huge defensive stand for Livonia. And we've talked about their coaching staff being willing to put their guys on an island, and there's a reason that they have that confidence. You know, I mean, Livonia's secondary has been up to the task all season long, and that's just an example of them rising to the occasion. Credit where it's due.
Yeah, that's the 14th interception of the season for Livonia DBs.
Wow, that's a pretty heady stat. And I tell you what, it's Lakeshore's turn to step up defensively, and I tell you what, they've been lights out the last 3 series.
Wells calling for it, play action, looking downfield, pressure coming, zips it out, and that is complete to number 11, Romano Butler, and he looks to be maybe inches shy of the first down. Inches. Look at that.
I don't know if it's plural.
Yeah, inch shy. So
I tell you what, I think they're going to give it.
Oh.
And that's exactly what they're saying. And look, well.
No. Oh, yeah.
Hey,
yeah, they are. First down.
Yep.
For Livonia.
At the half, Hayden leads De La Salle.
So 1st and 10 for Livonia. Play action once again. Pressure bearing down. Wells gets away from Westcott. Wells looking downfield, and he'll be run out of bounds back at, they look to be the original line of scrimmage. 88 seconds to go here in the first half.
Good bit of athleticism by Wells to evade the pressure, and then just smart, really savvy play to look downfield, survey, nothing there, hop out of bounds. You know, don't lose a lot of yardage, and more importantly, stop the clock.
So that brings up 2nd and 10 for Livonia as they go trips to the left. Stepping up is Milstead, calling for it. Wells, pressure coming, stepping up. Westcott, oh, and he has plenty of room to run. And like the parting of the Red Sea, and that's a first down for Wells on the run, and that'll stop the clock for the moment so they can readjust the chains. But Livonia still with 2 timeouts remaining.
And their staff has done a good job of managing these circumstances. I tell you what, you're not getting Wells with arm tackles.
Wells looking to pass, pressure, tosses this one right side, and incomplete pass. So that'll make it 2nd and 10.
And I tell you what, he just got outside of the tackles and just
got
the ball back to the line of scrimmage.
Yep. I mean, it hit right at the line.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
That brings up 2nd and 10. 1:08 to go here in the first half for Livonia.
And look, that's back-to-back decisions that Wells made. It's been really smart decisions.
Trips, 5 wide. Wells in the gun. calling for it, looking to pass, airing this one out, and it is through the hands of number 10, Trey Victorian.
You could not have put that ball any more on the money if you ran and handed it to him. Absolutely beautiful pass, and it's one of those where, honestly, maybe a DB got a hand up, got it in the sight line. That's the only thing you can think of. But what a beautiful pass.
And excuse me, that was Romano Butler. They're the wide receiver. I was wondering, I was like looking down, I thought I saw a 10 and Trey Victorian. I was like, man, he's playing both sides, but no. Romano Butler, that Z wide receiver. So that brings up 3rd and 10. Still in the 5 wide. Launches this one, and that's complete for a first down, and Butler hauls that one in.
Yeah, make sure that he grabbed a hold and stepped up when the need was the greatest.
So another first down for Livonia. Under a minute now to play, and Livonia still with 2 timeouts, but the clock running. He needs to get this ball up quick there. Wells gets it, and 5 wide again. Launches this one deep, and that is overthrown. Intended for Butler with Brendan Perry on the coverage.
Not a terrible idea given the circumstances. It does stop the clock, and it's still only 2nd and 10. And you know, like you said, Livonia does have 2 timeouts left. So 45 seconds doesn't seem like long, but it can seem like quite a long time when you have 2 timeouts.
So Wells bringing in the play from over on the sideline. He has
35-yard line.
Milstead lining up behind him.
Wells has been impressive. He hasn't panicked, managed the moment well.
Handoff going to Milstead, and he'll be brought down right at the line. And Coach Brown will take a timeout with 40 seconds remaining here in the first half. Lakeshore leading 21-7. 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats here. 40 seconds remaining in the first half. Wells trips to the right. Wells calling for it, looking downfield, has protection, able to zip this one out, and that falls incomplete as he was launching it out for Avery Walker. Falls incomplete. Bellot on the coverage for the Titans, and that just looked like a miscommunication as it was thrown behind him before Walker could turn around and look.
Yeah, there's no telling who was in the wrong there, but either the wide receiver ran the wrong route, the quarterback expected something different, or the quarterback threw it in the spot where the wide receiver was never going to look for the ball. Nonetheless,
4th down.
Huge play here.
So 4th and 10 for the Wildcats with 36 seconds left. Stepping up in the pocket, launching this one, has a man open, it's hauled in, and Milstead is in for the score.
And no flags on the play.
Yeah, I had to take the look too.
So, man, what a huge play. Well, and again, you got to give Wells credit. I mean, he could have panicked right there. He didn't. He rolled out to his right, kept his eyes down the field, able to find his partner downfield, Milstead. I mean, just fantastic. Good stuff.
So extra point unit coming on. 27 seconds to go here in the first half, and to attempt that extra point is Harris. Snap is back, place, kick is up, and it is through. So with 27 seconds remaining here in the first half, Lakeshore leads 21-14. Bailey to kick this one away, back deeper. Perry and Bernard, but they're standing at about the 23-yard line. This one squib kicked and scooped up and dropped, and now just falling. Well, yeah, they're going to call, it looked like 13. So they're going to say Simon Willie was down.
Simon Willie, all the recovery for the Titans is going to be first down and 10.
They're after the squib kick because their goal there, just don't let Brendan Perry or Jacob Bernard get that ball.
Right. Keep it away from option 1 and option 2. Which is, I mean, that's going to be the norm. Every coach who watches film is going to see that. So.
And both of them, so, actually option 1A and 1B, I mean, both of them average 61 yards when they return it. Both have a touchdown on 3 attempts.
Unbelievable.
So 1st and 10 for Lakeshore with 24 seconds to play here in the first half. You think they take a shot?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
calling for it. The give goes to Lowry, left side, breaking away from one defender, and he's run down from behind after about a 5-yard gain, brought down by number 50, Dontello Brown. And Lakeshore will take their final timeout with 16 seconds remaining here in the first half, leading 21-14. 5 wide set here on 2nd and 5. Orvin in the gun. And Smeraldo doesn't have a guy over, and the safety moving over now.
I will say this, Livonia likes to disguise some coverages sometimes.
Snap is back, Orvin. Quick screen out to Bernard. That one kind of floated. Now Bernard looking to get around defenders, and he'll step out of bounds at the 50-yard line, stopping the clock with 9 seconds remaining here in the first half.
The question is do they put the ball up the seam, and if you don't score, go down, call a timeout, and bring you know, your kicker on and try to pad your lead here?
Let's see what the call is as it's coming in from the sideline here. 9 seconds to go. 5, sticking with the 5 wide. See Bernard, Smeraldo, and Pore to the top of your screen. Orvin calling for it. Stepping up in the pocket, and he'll be hit from behind there by number 31, Alex Grievous.
Well, that's all academic at this point. The only option now is to try to put the ball in the end zone as deep as possible, like put the pass up as deeply as possible to maybe come down with it, or, you know, find some pass interference. Or we're going to see the River City miracle happen right here. You know, a little bit of rugby by the Lakeshore Titans.
So sticking with this 5 wide set right at the 50-yard line. 4 seconds to go. So this should be the final play of the first half. Calling for it is Orvin, slinging it out to Bernard. Bernard looking to get upfield. Buzzer sounds. Bernard skids away from another one. Still dancing around, and Bernard will be tackled for a loss, and that will end the first half as Lakeshore leads 21-14.
Please welcome to the field the Lakeshore High dance team, the Silver Stars. The Silver Stars are under the direction of Kelly and Taylor Wyndham. The team is led by Claire Fairburn, Emily Gandy, Mackenzie Luco, and Abby Neal. Go Titans.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Then wiggle with it, yeah. Then wiggle with it, yeah. Then wiggle with it, yeah.
Drop it like it's hot. I got it going on. We go again. What's up? Everybody knows me. I'm so fly. Wait for the dishes every time I ride by. I know you wonder why. I'm so cool. Don't ask me, just do what you do. Meet me in the trail, it's going down. Meet me in the mall, it's going down. Meet me in the club, it's going down. Anywhere you meet me, guaranteed to go down. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Get it low, anywhere you meet me, guaranteed to go down.
Jack Geddes to kick this one away to get the second half underway. Cotton back deep to return for Livonia. Geddes booting this one, and that'll be returned as he takes it inside the one. Cotton, speedster going upfield, and we have a flag out, so this could back up Livonia.
I tell you what, Cotton hit a brick wall right up. Thank you. Cotton hit a brick wall right there, going up the middle.
And Scott Scalia.
So with the flag down, let's see what the call is from the white hat. They're pointing to the flag. Now pointing to the end zone. And yeah, this is going to be on Livonia.
And that's a big penalty right there, just simply because the score 21-14. Livonia getting the ball to start the second half, obviously. You know, you don't want to be backed up against your own goal line when you're trying to start a drive that potentially gets out of the game.
But this is a critical drive for Livonia, getting the ball first coming out of the half. They could potentially tie it up here on this drive.
That's right.
So Wells in the gun for the Wildcats. Hard count. And calling for it, handoff goes to number 4, who's bottled up immediately and dropped down. And there is no number 4 on the Livonia roster that we've been given. So he'll be number 4 in the game tonight.
The surprise guest.
Loss of 2. Second down.
So a loss of 2 makes it 2nd and 12 for the Wildcats as they await the play from the sideline.
Second and 12 at the 6.
And I tell you what, that was almost a direct snap to the mysterious number 4.
Wells calling for it again. Pass coming, Westcott coming. This could be a safety.
And it is.
As Westcott brings Wells down in the end zone in a great way to start the second half for the Lakeshore Titans.
Well, hold on one quick sec. There is some laundry on the ground. The question is going to be, who's it on?
Penalty marker down.
I mean, if it's on Lakeshore and if it's holding or pass interference, that might explain why Wells didn't have anywhere to go with the ball. So the big call right here.
So Cook. So holding against Lakeshore. So
and that's going to negate the safety.
Yeah, negating the safety and giving
second down.
Livonia second and 8.
Boy, what a big call.
What a break. But to your point, it does explain why Wells had nowhere to go with that one.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if he's looking and surveying and you know, the receiver's held up downfield, I mean, you know, it's the right call and you have to make it.
Calling for it is Wells. Handoff goes to number 4. Has a hole. Hits it hard. Barreling forward with Aubrey Womack.
Number 4
and
on the carry. Number 4 on the stop. Aubrey.
Womack stops him, but that's a first down for Livonia. A big run. He looked like coming out. He looked like he was shot out of a cannon, and now a scuffle on the field.
Yeah, I tell you what, Womack did a great job right there. I mean, look, you got someone running full bore at you. You have to absorb that and basically, you know, dull the momentum, so to speak, and allow your teammates an opportunity to come in and finish up the tackle.
At 985-893-5888.
So if you're just joining us, it's 21-14. Lakeshore leading. Livonia got the ball to start the second half. Wells calling for it, looking down, pressure coming, rolling away, and launches this one and picked off, going the other way. The Lakeshore Titans have it, still on his feet. Adam Randolph running forward. Still, it takes a whole crew to bring him down, And Randolph gets down inside the 15-yard line. A big play for the Titans.
Massive play for the Titans. And I tell you what, we've mentioned how Wells has done such a great job of putting the ball on the money. And in that case, rolling out to his right, and the ball just kind of lifted on him a little bit and ended up sailing it. And boy, right place, right time, and what a beautiful return.
See Jacob Bernard lining up in the backfield, and Max Lowry to the right of Parker Orvin. So 1st and 10 from the 14 for the Titans.
It might be time to put the ball in your playmaker's hands.
Orvin awaiting the play from the sideline here.
Of course, when you're Lakeshore, it's a lot of different guys, and
yeah, you saw that Livonia guy running into your screen late there, and you hear the crowd reaction.
Yeah,
and the flag came out off snap.
And the magic show continues, except this time we had a person appear out of thin air.
Yeah, but that time the magic show doesn't benefit him.
Followed by a lot of flags.
Yeah. The trick was exposed there.
Yes, it was. I mean, it's kind of hard to hide when you're wearing, bright gold or yellow, pants.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay, offsetting penalties.
Offsetting penalties, false start on the Titans offside against Livonia.
But still.
Replay the down here.
Yep.
Replay the down, 1st down and 10.
Crowd not happy with that call.
Well, it certainly was interesting.
14-yard line.
So 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line for Lakeshore is Bernard lining up in the backfield again.
And again, big play right here. Bernard's deep. Let's see if he gets it. He
Give
does.
to Bernard straight ahead, and he'll be brought down
Jacob Bernard
by number 7, Brennan Jones.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jones did a good job of standing Bernard up right there. And I tell you what, you don't want to see Jacob Bernard running at you.
7 yards.
No, he gets the top speed really quick.
Yes, he does. Just a superb athlete.
So 2nd and 7 for the Titans, the 10-yard line. Ball right at the 10.
Livonia's been able to come up with big plays here or there.
Give to Bernard going left side, and he'll be brought down for that was a gain of 2 on the carry, brought down by Braden Brown.
Tell you what an excellent open field tackle right there.
2 yards on the carry.
And they're sending in a heavy package here. Scott Scalia coming out along with
ball the Wildcat 8-yard line.
Christian Westcott at quarterback.
And I tell you, with it being 3rd down, obviously this is not 4-down territory. At least you wouldn't think. So big play here.
Calls for it. Keeper Westcott driving forward, breaking a tackle, and in to the end zone. Westcott, his 2nd tackle of the night.
That's a touchdown maker. He gets in there and he finds Pater. Certainly was not 4-down territory.
And that was Womack's 8th carry of the year on the ground. Excuse me, Westcott's 16th carry and his 11th touchdown.
That is efficient. Yeah. That's an impressive.
I got the two on the stat sheet. I have the 2 W names next to each other. Womack and Westcott. Snap is back. Poirier hold. Kick is up, and it's through. So 9:12 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, and Lakeshore leads 28-14. Jack Geddes to kick this one away for Lakeshore following the Westcott score. Boots this one. He got a lot of that one, and that'll be a touchback for Geddes. Cotton unable to take this one, so now Livonia really needs a drive to respond.
Yeah, this is a big series, if you will, for the Livonia Cats, because Lakeshore's defense, they've been able to step up, and it's taken something really special for Livonia to find the end zone. So if they can't do something and keep this potent Lakeshore offense on the sideline, this game could get out of hand pretty quickly.
24, Pearl River 3.
So Kerry Wells calling for it. Pulls, takes it up, and he's brought down by Westcott and Wabacher. A lot of W names on this Lakeshore team.
Second down,
That there are.
8 yards.
Just on the defense, you have Westcott,
51-yard line.
Wabacher, Womack.
Keeper and Westcott on the stop.
So it looks like a steady dose of number 4 in the second half.
The mysterious number 4.
This is true.
But 8:42 to go here in the third. Wells calling for it, looking to pass now. Rush coming, and a holding call. You can see that one clearly on the screen. Launched out, incomplete. But that's a hold as the rush was coming from Deontay Ducree, and the offensive lineman was getting beat. So just as a last-ditch effort, he grabbed a big old handful of Ducree's jersey.
And
there's your flag.
Ducree was, on a full sprint. He had to reach out and grab him, or else, Wells was going to be under a lot of pressure instantly. Good job by the Lakeshore staff right there. Put their guys in positions to make plays, and forced the issue, which forced the hold.
So 3rd and 8.
3rd down and 8
for Livonia. Big 3rd down for them to keep the drive going. Early in the game, they were efficient on 3rd down.
Very. So I tell you what, you got to give Lakeshore's defense credit.
Wells looking to pass, slings this one out, incomplete. It was intended for number 14, Leonard, but it was fell short of where he was, and Womack was on the coverage.
If you're going to go 10-0 on a regular season, you have to have all 3 phases covered. I know that the offensive side of the ball for Lakeshore gets tons of credit, and deservedly so. But man, has their defense stepped up and done an excellent job tonight. And of course, special teams is always solid, as you mentioned.
The punting unit out for Livonia. See if they can snap. Coming back there, good zip on the snap, and this one punted away. Bernard will return this one, and he'll safely step out of bounds at about the 41-yard line, and some whistles after. I guess there was a little jawing going on.
It's possible. This is basically, in terms of Lakeshore's schedule, if not, the best team that's been on their schedule, one of the best. So this late in the game, Lakeshore's usually pulling away from teams, and Livonia's got a little fight in them.
But another exceptional starting point for Lakeshore.
Absolutely. You got to love that.
So sticking with this, Bernard as the tailback, and then Max Lowry to the right of Orvin. Orvin calling for it. Give goes to Bernard, dancing around, makes one miss. But good job by Livonia flocking to that ball. And when Jacob got away from the first guy, the rest were there to play cleanup.
Absolutely. A lot of hats flowing to the ball. Good pursuit. Tip your hat, credit where it's due.
So 2nd down and 12 for Lakeshore after the carry there.
Westgate trails Bassett.
They move Bernard, trips to the bottom of your screen.
St. Charles and Parkview tied at 7. St. Thomas More 42-7 over Edie White. And no score.
Lowry to the right of Orvin. Low snap. Orvin fields it cleanly, looking to pass, pressure coming, and off the hands there of a diving Trey Victorian.
And I tell you what, lucky to get away with that one right there, because again, Livonia, their DBs, they come down with the picks.
So that'll make it 3rd and 12 for the Titans. We have a flag down. Oh, and it's holding on Lakeshore.
Holding against the Titans. Penalty is declined.
So they decline it to keep it 3rd and 12. Because it would have been 2nd.
Yeah, that makes sense. Especially, look, that just kind of goes to show you the respect they have for Lakeshore's offense, Livonia. I mean, why give an extra down there? You know, it's 5 yards.
So on 3rd and 12, Orvin awaiting a play from the sideline. Looks like some confusion down there. Play clock running down to 4. Orvin calling for it, looking to pass. Pressure coming. Oh, he grabbed his face mask in there. They throw the flag and nearly picked off, but this will be, well, it depends on which kind they assess, but it looks like a 15-yarder.
It is, but the bigger concern, Jacob Bernard is actually holding his, well, let's just say he needs some assistance at this point to have his hand looked at. Up quickly, tough guy that he is, shakes it off, gets ready to roll.
So for a brief second, everyone's heart skipped a beat.
You know what? When he's sitting there shaking his hand, obviously something was bothering him. But again, he's tough.
Yeah, I mean, against DeRitter, there was a play, talking to some players after the game, there was a play where Jacob actually was out of the game for a while from it, but his hand went all the way back to his arm.
Man.
And
maybe a little lingering effects from that.
Yeah.
But true to his character, he's still out there, ready to roll.
Motion across from Foster. Orvin looking, loses the ball, slips out, reaching for it. Livonia is able to recover the fumble as that one just, it's kind of wet out there, moist down there, and he just lost the handle on that one. And a good effort trying to reach for it, but Livonia able to come up, and that is a big turnover for
It's huge. I mean, it's huge. It's a lot of momentum, so it's going to put Lakeshore's defense back up. Lakeshore's defense has been fantastic tonight, but they're going to have to step up, and a great job by Livonia. I tell you what, Johnny on the spot, they were there. They had bodies flying at the ball, making sure that they were going to recover it.
Wells gives to 4. 4 barreling forward, and a little scuffle afterward. But after that, about a gain of 5 on the carry.
And you know, this is one of those where you get to the playoffs, you expect your opposition to be pretty darn good, and that's what we've got. We've got 2 teams with some talent out on the field.
A gain of 4 makes it 2nd and 6 for Livonia. And Wells hard count. Lakeshore holds discipline. Here's 6:38 to go here in the 3rd. Lakeshore leading 28-14, and the handoff goes to, he kept it again. Wells left side, still on his feet, rumbling, and he'll safely run out of bounds as Bellat and Womack were there in front of him, and that got me again.
Yeah, Magic Man, the sequel. So, you know, I mean, he's just really good at waiting to the last second, pulling the ball out, tucking it, and finding a little bit of open space. And such a good athlete that when he gets in that space, he just eats up yards so quickly and so effortlessly.
So 1st and 10 for Livonia. Hauling for it, he pulls it again, and Bellat stayed home. Now Bellat able to bring him down, but Wells with a gain of about 3, make that 4. No, 3 on the carry.
And again, he's just surveying, waiting to see, reading it, pulls the ball, rolls out, and time to set up shop again.
2nd and 7, 5:56 to go here in the 3rd.
2nd down and 6.
Livonia looking to continue this drive and turn it into a 1-score game.
And I tell you what, they've had some big plays on this drive already.
Calling for it. Wells looking downfield, launches this one, and wow.
Touchdown.
Wow. It's hauled in for the score, threading the needle there. And
we'll see. I mean, but
the official put his hands up.
Receiver was Dimitri Leonard.
The ruling from the official was a touchdown. And it'll stand. So But it has silenced
it was
the crowd.
a tepid touchdown
Yeah.
signal. A little bit of, sorry about that, but it was a little bit of confusion.
Yeah, but touchdown stands, so.
Huge play.
Yeah, great grab there from Demetric Leonard for the score.
I tell you what, Wells put that into a crowd.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show he's got a lot of swagger and confidence in his own ability to put that ball into that tight of a spot.
Flag down, a false start. Oh, yeah.
Penalty against Livonia. 5 yards.
False start called on Livonia. So this is a critical extra point.
Very much so, and I tell you what, Livonia, I mean, they've been able to put it through the uprights the first 2 times. However, it's not a lot of height on these extra points.
So that could
a little bit of extra
throw it
difference
off. Right.
Could be an issue.
So the extra point coming from Charles Harris. Snap is back, placed, kick is up, and it is through.
Yeah.
So with 5:31 remaining here in the third quarter, Lakeshore leads 28-21. Kickoff coming from Livonia. Let's see if they squib it again or ambush onside kick. It doesn't go 10 yards.
No.
Onside kick.
Close though. It went 9.
Scoring update out of select playoffs. De La Salle.
So Lakeshore will get
7,
very good field position to start this drive.
And I tell you what, Livonia's defense has stepped up, but it's putting themselves under a lot of pressure when you're given this really, really potent offensive Lakeshore short field.
So yeah, Lakeshore taking over at the 48-yard line for this drive.
And if you're Lakeshore, you've got to love that. I mean,
oh yeah,
especially with the guys.
Oh, check that! They moved it up because of the penalty.
Wow.
So they're taking over at the 43.
43-yard line.
Excellent field position for them to start. 1st and 10. Orvin puts Bernard in motion. Snap is back. Orvin looking downfield. Pressure coming. Launches this one. And picked off by Livonia.
Guess who?
Cotton. Running up, dancing around, breaking another tackle, and he goes down at the 48-yard line. But Bernard was talking to the official. He was looking for a pass interference call there. And I don't necessarily, it'll be interesting once we get to see the replay of that, but I don't necessarily disagree with him.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where it went off of another player, and the question is, you know, what I kind of agree with you, what I thought was interference. Did it happen, you know, so close to the actual first contact? I don't know.
So Livonia with the ball at the 49-yard line.
And look, Livonia's defense, they've just been able to step up, whether it's by, you know, chance or in that case, you know, playing to their strengths.
So Wells calling for it on 1st down. Play action, looking to pass as Bellot's in his face. But safety blitz launches this one long and over the head of the intended receiver, Butler.
Well, I tell you what, you know, he nice little pump fake right there to, you know, give himself a split second to escape the pressure. And that one kind of sailed on him as well. So, you know, that's exactly what happened when he threw an interception a little bit earlier on.
That makes it 2nd and 10 for Livonia. Excuse me.
2nd down and 10 at the 49.
Calling for it, Wells. Handoff goes to 4 up the middle, and 4 will get back to about the line of scrimmage before being dumped backwards.
Yeah, nothing doing right there, running into the teeth of that really, really stiff Lakeshore Titan defense.
Fesky there, along with number 58, Eric Kuiper.
At the 48-yard line.
So 3rd and 9, and again, 1-score game here. And
let's see if they let. Well, what's been effective for them is that Wells pulling it and going.
Yeah.
At this point, you would think Lakeshore would be looking for it.
I would imagine so. So if that's the case, he's probably going to
He's going to pass. They're bringing the house, and they have a screen to number 4, and it's wrapped up, bottled up immediately, driven back, and driven back by Griffin Davidson, the senior safety.
Man, what an impact right there, an impact play. And a great job of the Titan coaching staff putting their guys in that position to make that play and having the confidence in them to do so.
So they'll bring out Braden Brown and the punting unit for Livonia.
Yeah, and I will say this, it's been entertaining when the punting units come on because, again, we've seen some punts that have been really, really good punts that we didn't think that, the punter had an opportunity to get off, and then
we've also seen our share of block, or
yes,
a block.
Yes, good pressure by the Lakeshore special teams.
And we're going to have a penalty down. It looks like a false start. Going to be called on Livonia. And some chippiness and some jawing going on. After that flag was thrown, but that'll back up Livonia to the 45-yard line.
And you're sitting there if you're Livonia, and I think the idea behind the rugby punt was to make sure that Jacob Bernard doesn't get the ball on the fly. A little pressure here may change that.
Snap is back. Ooh, punts away, and that was close again. Return by Jacob Bernard, spinning around, makes another one miss. Now he's at full speed and run out of bounds by number 9, Jaron DeRogers.
And just like the Lakeshore staff drew it up, put a little pressure, make sure that there's nowhere to go rugby punt style, put the ball in the air, and let your playmaker make plays.
So the Lakeshore offense takes over at the 39-yard line. And they leading 28-21, looking to extend this lead here on this drive.
And Livonia's been able to step up on the defensive side the last 2 series. And Lakeshore, with their talent and their ability to find pay dirt quickly, it's been a chess match.
Orvin goes to Lowry, and Lowry's upended almost immediately there by Brennan Jones.
What a beautiful tackle right there, making sure that momentum was stopped immediately in the hole.
So that makes it 2nd and 10, and now heavy package coming out and headed back to the sideline. Seems to be some confusion down there. Now they're set with the regular offense.
And I tell you what, Livonia safeties are, they're just up really, really tight.
And an option, Orvin fakes the pitch. Livonia not fooled there. And Orvin is brought down by Miles Guidry. Orvin with a gain of 3, so that makes it 3rd and 7.
And you're seeing Livonia's coaching staff really roll the dice here, and we've talked about them having the confidence in their young men, put them on a corner, out on an island, and they're willing to do so to sell out to stop the run.
Look at this. Jacob Bernard and B.J. Foster in the backfield, but it's Bernard and a Wild Titan. Calling for it. Bernard fakes the toss, looking to get around defenders. He gets there, and he'll be run out of bounds. Looks maybe a yard shy of the first down, but he's run out of bounds there by Alex Grevious.
And I tell you, again, it looks like Livonia is content to run blitz on the way to the quarterback. That seems to be the defensive game plan. Put their DBs on an island, and I'm going to tell you now, with Lakeshore's athletes, if they can break containment, it's going to be 6.
Staying in the Wild Titan, and here comes the punting unit here on 4th and 4. 1:57 to go here in the 3rd. Back deep to return for Livonia is Trey Victorian. Snap. Floats back there to Bernard. Bernard, rugby-style punt. Wow, he hits a boomer.
Man.
Oh, and they're pinned at the 1.
Wow.
Inside the 1.
Yes. Man, what an
Incredible
amazing
special teams play for the Lakeshore Titans.
all 3 phases. I mean, we've seen all year long, we've seen what, Lakeshore's offense can do. Tonight, you're really getting a glimpse of the defense stepping up and making plays in big moments, and the special teams just phenomenal.
And Livonia's band playing the "Na Na Hey Hey Goodbye" song after getting pinned inside the 1.
That's an interesting choice of music.
So 1:45 to go here in the third. And
ball at their own 1-yard line.
I tell you what, we saw a safety come off of the board earlier, but I can promise you Lakeshore is going to be dialing up some pressure right here, looking for one that's going to stay on the board.
Motion, calling for it. Wells out of the end zone, and he'll rush forward to about the 5. That's where forward progress will be stopped. So a 4-yard gain there from Wells makes it 2nd and 6.
A little bit of breathing room. And again, he's impressive. He's impressed me tonight with his decision making for the most part. Just really, really intelligent, play at times. So, and of course, like I said, he's just such a good athlete. On top of that, it's a really tall task for the Lakeshore defense, and they've done a good job.
Wells calling for it. Heels on the goal line. He'll give to 4, who's bottled up immediately. Brought down by a host of Titans, led there by number 60, Brian Fesky, the senior defensive lineman.
It's going to set up a 3rd and 4, excuse me. So 3rd and a long 4. Again, this looks like read option to me, unless Wells decides to go over the top, because Lakeshore definitely has some bodies in tight.
The pitch goes, and that will be a first down and some for Livonia there. With the carry was Charles Harris.
And I tell you what, Harris did a great job right there, because that ball was up, right beside his outside right portion of his face mask. Got his hands up, able to secure the ball, and once he got it, put it in high gear and got the first down. So it's a big first down for Livonia.
22 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. First and 10, Wells puts a man in motion. Pulls it, looking to bring it up, following lead blockers. And he's churning forward. And he'll get about a 9-yard gain there. So 10 seconds to go here in the 3rd.
Good play design right there by Livonia. Let Wells follow his blockers, and I mean, you're churning out 9 yards. That's impressive.
So at the end of the 3rd, Lakeshore leads 28-21. So 2nd and 1. Wells in the gun, motion from Bailey. Give goes to Bailey, looking to get it around the left side. He hits that edge, and he'll have the first down and then some, racing up the sideline. He'll be forced out of bounds at about the 44-yard line.
Another nice play design right there. We've since found out that the mysterious number 4 is actually Milstead.
His jersey ripped, so they had to put a reserve jersey on him so he could play.
So, the reappearance of Milstead, who never really did leave. So.
No.
A little sleight of hand.
So on 1st and 10, Harris motion, rushing upfield, and he'll gain a solid 4 on the carry.
Milstead on the carry.
And I tell you what, Milstead in this case has turned into a blocker, a decoy on the first occasion, and a blocker on this one, and
on the stop for the Titans,
showing his willingness to help his team in any way that he can.
2nd down and 6.
So that makes it 2nd and 6. Weibacher, the sophomore linebacker, on the tackle there. 2nd and 6 here in the 4th quarter.
And again, Lakeshore's defense They're going to need to make a play here.
Low snap, a flag almost immediately, and the handoff went to Bailey, who was met by a host of Titans there.
It's going to be a false start.
And it looks like it's going to be an illegal shift.
Okay.
Penalties, illegal shift.
Yeah, illegal shift against Livonia. So that'll move them back. Make it 2nd and 11.
And I tell you what, nice break right there for Lakeshore. Livonia was doing a very good job with some of their play calling. So it's time for
2nd down and 11, the 43.
Time for the Titans defense to step up.
And they do there.
Tyler Milstead.
They drive Milstead back, and he's brought down once again by Wabacher.
I tell you what, Wabacher's had an excellent game tonight.
That'll bring up make it 3rd and 11 for Livonia. And at this point, it's kind of like every down is just a critical down, because you want to keep your drive going. You need to equalize and tie it up. And keeping it is Wells, and it'll be 4th and 9 after that game there.
I tell you what, he's so crafty, actually being able to pull the ball. Like I said, he's a smart player, and he's an athletic player, and you put the two together, and man, he's pretty good.
And we'll step away for the injury timeout. So 4th and 9, Bernard back deep, and Livonia's punting unit is out. Almost no rush. And this one back. Bernard looking to field it, and he'll let it roll out of bounds. The smart play from the senior. Absolutely.
I mean, he was chomping at the bit for that ball just to pop up right in his hands where he could get a return. The competitor that he is. But just smart. I mean, once the ball kind of dribbled a little bit, back up, save your energy for when your team needs you the most.
I'll cue you up.
So 9:42 to go here in the 4th. And Lakeshore looking to pull this one away and make it more than just a one-score game. Livonia has been very good at forcing turnovers, though.
Very good. And I mean, we talked about, Shedron Cooper, but he got his 10th interception tonight.
Yes.
So, I mean, it is a quality secondary that Lakeshore's looking at.
Orvin calling for it. Give goes to Lowry around the right side. Barely forward, spins away from one. And he'll be driven back. So on the stop there was 20, Troy Jones, the senior for the Wildcats.
Good hard running right there by Lowry. I mean, you just watch him and the legs never stop churning. Just effort all the time.
So now it's on 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5. Orvin awaiting the play from the sideline. They recognize the cheerleaders on the sideline here at Lakeshore. Orvin calls for it. Give goes to Lowry, barreling forward, and he'll get the first down. Great blocking up front by that offensive line, and Maximus Lowry hits it like he shot out of a cannon.
Absolutely.
And doesn't look back. And he's probably 5'10", 170. Not the biggest guy,
no,
but he plays like he is.
Yes, he does. He's got a lot of character and a lot of guts and determination. He hits the hole, and he's not looking to avoid contact unless he's looking for space to run into.
1st and 10. Orvin pulling, running it himself. And Orvin with a solid 6-yard gain on the carry.
Great decision by him. Pull the ball, find a little bit on the edge, and 6 yards later, setting up a very manageable 2nd down.
2nd and 4 for the Titans. They're doing a very good job also of running clock.
Yeah, and keeping Livonia's offense off of the field.
Motion from Smeraldo around the backfield. Handoff. Going Lowry again, and Lowry from my view, will get the first down.
Yeah, it does look like a first to me as well. Looks like it's going to move the chains, and it's exactly the case. And I tell you what, the Lakeshore coaching staff, they're pushing all the right buttons. Not a surprise for a team with the success that Lakeshore's had this season.
So 1st and 10 for the Titans again. Clock down to 7:51 here in the 4th. Orvin, new play coming in. They're letting that play clock get down. 5 seconds, calling for it. Handoff, Lowry again, around right side. Great blocking, great vision from Lowry. Very patient running back.
Very much so.
Waiting for his lane to open up and taking it.
Yeah, and a nice little cut outside and then back up and in. I mean, just good decisions by him. And again, 6 yards and a very manageable 2nd down.
That makes it 2nd and 4, and this clock continuing to run.
Yeah, that's definitely in Lakeshore's favor.
And yeah, okay. It looked like half the offensive line took off.
Yeah, that wasn't gonna fool anyone.
So that'll back him up.
And that is going to flip the script a little bit. But again, with the way that Lakeshore's been moving the ball,
it really just gives them an opportunity to run more clock.
Yes, very much so.
So that makes it 2nd and 10. Orvin, hard count there. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Orvin calling for it. Handoff. Lowry breaks away from one. And he'll get about 7 yards on the carry.
Great hard running. I mean, in yards after contact. We talked about it earlier. On display yet again.
And now Westcott coming in to the left of Orvin. So 3rd and 4. Calling for it, handoff, going Westcott, hitting the hole hard, breaking away from one, and he'll get the first down after being brought down at the 3rd level by Jones and Harris. But a good hard run there from Westcott as they give Lowry a well-deserved breather after the hard running he'd had to get them to this point.
And man, I tell you what, if you're Livonia, you're going, wait a second, where did this guy come from again? Oh yeah, he's got 2 touchdowns tonight, but you normally don't see him outside of goal line situation.
He's also the guy on the other side of the ball that's been mauling us all.
Absolutely, man, and this to show you his versatility.
Westcott dragging a defender, a gain of 4 on the carry there.
Again, the superlatives just aren't enough. It's just, what else can you say?
And now Lowry got his breather, comes back in. Westcott coming back out.
Westcott will be back in if they get inside the 10. I'm just going to go ahead and make that prediction.
5:27 to go here in the 4th as Lakeshore has done a superb job of controlling the clock.
Yes, they have. Very much so.
Keeping that offense on the field. Play clock down to 4. Orvin calling for it. Give goes to Lowry. Looking to bounce it outside. Spins away from one defender. The second brings him down. That's Harris who brings him down. That makes it 2nd and 5. Harris, the leading tackler for this Livonia team.
Well, I tell you what a great little spin move right there, because it was going to be a tackle for a loss, and that's not the case.
4:44 to go here in the 4th.
3rd down and 6.
On 3rd and 6.
Nice synchronicity right there.
Westcott in at quarterback, fakes the handoff to Bernard, keeps it up the middle, barreling forward. It takes a whole host of Wildcats to bring him down, but that is a first down for Westcott. We didn't have to wait for them to get inside the 10 to see him back on the field.
Absolutely not. I mean, when he's handling his business like that, keep him out there and keep Livonia's defense on their heels.
So 1st and 10 once again for the Titans. And Livonia has, well, I don't know. I guess you don't use it at this point, but they have 3 timeouts.
Well, with their ability to get the turnover, you do want to keep those 3 timeouts, I'm assuming, at this point. But
Westcott barreling forward, takes a hit, but he'll gain 6 on the carry.
At some point, they're going to look up and look at the clock, and they're going to keep seeing these nice runs by, you know, Westcott and Lowry, and they're going to be forced to make that decision. I tell you what, this has been a gut check game for Lakeshore. Livonia really is a pretty solid squad.
But necessary.
And you know, this is where you cut your teeth in terms of getting ready for the next game.
Yeah.
Because they've been so much better than virtually everyone on their schedule up to this point. This could very easily be a great game for them to test themselves.
Absolutely. Challenges, I remember when I was playing high school ball. I'll tell you that story when we come back, as we have a timeout on the field. 3:25 remaining here in the game, and Lakeshore up 28-21. So 3rd down coming out of the timeout. Westcott takes it, barreling forward, bouncing it outside, stiff arm to another, and we have a flag down as Westcott crosses into the end zone for the score. Christian Westcott, another touchdown.
Yeah, if it stands, that's exactly the case. The question, is face mask, holding, multiple things.
In the area that it was thrown, it could be anything.
Yeah, anything or a lot of things. There's a laundry list.
He motioned as if it was face mask.
And that very well may be the case.
Lakeshore celebrating. Coach Jones putting his arms up.
Face mask.
So, yep, the face mask against Livonia. So another touchdown for Christian Westcott. And, you know, you can't just credit him. Great push from that offensive line up front.
Absolutely.
Opening up, blowing open holes, but Westcott there, second effort, bouncing it outside, stiff-arming one, and getting into the end zone.
I mean, just determined, hard running. He was not going to be denied.
Talented athlete, two-sport athlete, also an infielder for the baseball team.
Man.
Geddes on to attempt the extra point. Lakeshore extends their lead. Snap is back, placed, kick is up, and it is through. So with 3:22 remaining here in the game, Lakeshore leads 35-21. Geddes to kick this one away following the Westcott score. 3:22 to go in the game. Cotton back deep to return this one. Geddes will boot this one into and out of the back of the end zone for another touchback. So Livonia has a long field ahead of them, and they trail 35-21 with 3:22 to go.
All 3 phases. Like I said before, there's a reason that Lakeshore's 10-0. I mean, the superlatives again for their offense, well-deserved. We've seen it tonight. I mean, you know, when you score 35 points and you're looking at it going, well, that's not our normal night. That should tell you how good that side of the ball is. But man.
And that falls incomplete, intended there for Milstead. So that'll make it
that is Tyler Milstead,
2nd and 10.
Intended receiver.
But Milstead had room there. If he had caught that one, that would have been a first down.
It was a good play
High
design.
School Administration Athletic Department.
Just unfortunately, if you're Livonia, not executed well.
For their support of Lakeshore Titan football.
And I can tell you, I mean, Milstead, man, what an athlete he is. He gets his hands on the ball. Who knows?
Play action. Wells launching this one out, caught by Milstead, but he slips down on that turf surface with the weather conditions, and it's a slick surface.
Yeah, you get basically a heavy dew out there, so to speak, and kind of settles in, and that turf can become quite slick.
So that makes it 3rd and 8 for Livonia. Calling for it, Wells looking to pass, rolling out, and he'll launch this one to the sideline. And
wow.
That didn't get to
that's gotta be a
they
penalty.
want another grounding call. That didn't get back to the line. And
And that's the case.
Yep.
Intentional grounding against Livonia.
So that'll drop him back. I don't think Wells knows that it has to get back to the line there, because he's arguing that it wasn't grounding.
The only question is he arguing is that someone was in the area? It's the only thing I can imagine. But I didn't, on the surface, I didn't see anybody out there.
Nobody was out there.
So
It was. I mean, to me, it looked like a panic throw.
yeah.
It'll be 4th down.
And Lakeshore's defense steps up again. You know, you look on the scoreboard, you see 21 points. And I've mentioned numerous times tonight how well they played. It's taken, amazing, miraculous, near perfection for Livonia to find that.
Wells in his end zone, lofting this one out, and it is picked off both feet. That's an interception in the NFL.
That's next level, isn't it?
And picked off by Brendan Perry.
Perry looked across and he saw Sheldon Cooper, number 1 for Livonia, get his pick, and he's like, you know, got a 1 on my chest, and I'm going to show you what I can do right here. And just what control right there on the sideline. Like you said, not just one toe down,
both feet in.
Both feet in. Fantastic.
So that makes it 1st and 10 for Lakeshore. Now, Livonia is still with 2 timeouts remaining, but 2:38 to go here in the game, and look to see a heavy dose of, oh, look who's in at quarterback, Westcott.
Yeah, it's going to be a heavy dose of run, and more run. And I tell you what, as successful as Lakeshore was with this package last drive, why wouldn't you?
Oh. And a motion there, a false start there. False start there on the Titans. That'll back them up. Make it 1st and 15.
1st down and 15.
And again, the 2:38 left. 1st and 15, as you mentioned earlier, just more of an opportunity to eat some clock. I mean, it's going to be runs regardless.
Westcott puts Bernard in motion, calling for it. Westcott keeping it left side, jumping over a defender, and clock continues to run. That gets, let's see, about,
Miles Guidry.
That'll make it 2nd and 2.
So a pickup of 11, 12.
Check, 2nd and 3.
Wow. So from 1st and 15 to 2nd and very manageable.
But more importantly, the clock continues to run for the Titans.
Yeah, we're down to the 2-minute mark and counting at this point.
Westcott waiting for that play clock to wind down. So the winner, Lakeshore, will go on to play. I would say the winner if it was closer, but we know, barring, unforeseen circumstances, Neville, the winner will play Neville. So.
And that's a tough out, and I tell you what,
they're gonna have to travel.
Congratulations to Pearl River on a great season.
Absolutely.
No shame in going on the road and playing a perennial state powerhouse in Neville. But I tell you what, Lakeshore, they are a current state power, and they're going on the road to see that same perennial state power. So it's going to be a tall task next Friday.
Last year here at Lakeshore, when Lakeshore played Neville in the playoffs, it was an absolute mauling.
Yes, it was.
And Westcott taking this one left side, and he will dive, getting that ball across the pylon. And no, they'll say he's inside the 1.
Well, at that point.
But once they get the down box down, the clock will start.
And at that spot, I have a feeling it's academic with Westcott. It's not going to matter. He's going to find pay dirt here shortly. Oh, well, maybe he won't.
Yeah, Orvin and Lowry go back out.
He's like, oh man, he wanted number 4, but
he already got the hat trick. So.
Yes, he did.
So Smeraldo and Lowry, and they'll knee it.
Finish it out.
They'll knee it down at the 5-yard line. They'll allow this one to run out. 1:08 still to go. So back to the next round with Lakeshore playing Neville. Neville is
Next week,
a great team based out of the north, but Lakeshore has to travel to. So how much do you think that'll affect them?
I mean, there's always a little bit of a lag, but the reality is this Lakeshore team is well coached. They're talented. They're intelligent. They've got everything going for them. You saw tonight against a very game Livonia squad. All three phases stepped up when they had to step up, and as a result, I mean, they're moving on to the next round.
And a flag comes out after the kneel down. Let's see what this is. Is it some chippiness? Because he kind of threw that one with vigor.
Yeah, he certainly did that.
He put a little extra on it.
Well, I tell you what, Lakeshore's going to move on, and deservedly so. But congratulations to Livonia on an excellent year.
An excellent year and a great game, giving Lakeshore really the biggest challenge that they've had this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, credit to them, and I tell you what, a good learning experience for Lakeshore
Absolutely.
tonight. Like I said, this is a kind of a game that you're challenged. You get to cut your teeth and move on to the next round, and take that with you. Put that in your back pocket and use it later, because again, a road trip to Neville will not be a small task.
No, but Orvin takes the knee there, and that will do it as the players will line up to shake hands. The clock will run out. 9 seconds on the clock. But the Lakeshore Titans advance to the next round of the state playoffs here in the 4A classification. So Lakeshore wins at 35-21. Let's go ahead and send our thank yous to those who helped bring you this game, starting with our superintendent, Mr. Trey Foles, Director of Broadcasting, Dr. Melody Menard, sideline cameraman, Rhett Sharp, cameraman, editor, and coordinator of Channel 13, Dave the Rave Williams, color analyst, as always, Coach Jimmy Inman. So, from Lakeshore High School, where the Lakeshore Titans defeat Livonia 35-21 to advance in the state playoffs, my name is Grant Yenny. Good night. You are now leaving the Prep Zone.